Good morning, welcome to CATEX TV. My name is Frank Fortunato. Today is Monday, August 10th, 2015. If you want to follow us on Twitter, go to CATEX TV. I just returned from 9 days of hiking in the high Sierra Mountains in Yosemite National Park in California. I recommend it to anyone. Second quarter operating profits at Berkshire Hathaway dropped about 10%, down to $3.9 billion. Of our concern, its insurance operations fell to a $38 million net underwriting loss. This is compared to a $411 million underwriting gain in the same period last year. Most of this was as a result of either specific claims events, such as losses of about $115 million from an Australian storm, and a negative foreign exchange currency impact of about $167 billion. Overall, the main driver were that premiums were slashed by about 40%, or $675 million, as Berkshire continued to decline business if they weren't getting the prices that they wanted. Two women shot at the American consulate in Istanbul today. At least 8 people were killed in a wave of separate attacks throughout Turkey as security forces battled against terrorists. This is several weeks after Ankara has launched a crackdown on both the Islamic State and Kurdish militants. The NATO country has been in a heightened state of alert since it started its, quote, synchronized war on terror last month, which included publicized airstrikes against ISIS fighters in Syria, and also taking advantage of those strikes, attacking Kurdish Worker Party militants in northern Iraq. On the other side of Istanbul, a vehicle laden with explosives was used in an attack on a police station, injuring 3 police officers. Turkey reopened its airbase at Insured to an American-led coalition last month, and over the weekend 6 American fighter planes and 300 support personnel arrived at the base. A heat wave in Poland forced the national supplier of electricity this morning to cut power to factories for several hours. The Prime Minister of Poland, CATEX, appealed to people to save energy during the day. Temperatures have reached about 100 degrees Fahrenheit over the weekend. There's been no rainfall, almost leading to a drought for agriculture. The levels of the Vistula River have fallen dramatically, impinging upon navigation in Warsaw. Power may, in fact, be shut off from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. if things do not improve. Meanwhile, in Egypt, 21 people have died and 66 others have been hospitalized as a result of soaring temperatures. And when I mean soaring temperatures, I mean temperatures of nearly 117 degrees Fahrenheit. This has been made very much more difficult by extremely high humidity levels. According to authorities, there's been a big rise in temperature compared with previous years, but the problem is the humidity, which is killing people more. A 6.9 magnitude earthquake struck earlier today south of the Solomon Islands in the South Pacific. There have been no reports of any damage or injuries. Meanwhile, yesterday afternoon at about 1:15 p.m. Pacific time, a 3.3 earthquake struck just off the coast of San Francisco, causing no damage, but on social media, a litany of reports about severe jolts and sharp bangs. Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway company is buying Precision Castparts Corporation. They're going to pay about $37 billion for the company. Precision Castparts is a company that makes components for aircraft, power plants, and other industrial uses. Precision Castparts does significant business with the energy sector, and as a result, that business has taken a hit with oil prices now at a 6-year low. Buffett told CNBC this morning that he would have bought the company even if he knew the energy prices were in the midst of a multi-year slump. He said, quote, "We're going to be in this business for 100 years, so it doesn't really make any difference what oil and gas does in the next year." That's long-term thinking. Meanwhile, Willis has made 4 appointments to its Global Executive Committee, including Patty Jago, Mark Hibberston, James Kent, and Andrew Newman. Jago is going to become the global chairman. He's going to be taking over for Peter Hearn. That's the news for today. One thing that did change in my absence was that I noticed that the Zurich RSA deal, which had been only talked about speculative deal 12 days or so ago, now has materially increased in possibility as Zurich has begun to identify cost savings measures that could be accrued if they do acquire RSA. So it seems as if the two sides might be talking. We'll see. That's the news for today. If we have any breaking news, we'll come back and tell you. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.